Good evening, everyone, and welcome to one more edition of Talking Dogs with Ante. Our normal time, Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Croatian time. I already see a lot of people joining our chat, and a lot of messages already of support and welcome to my guest today. I must tell you that we have had the first dog show in Croatia this weekend, the first dog show after the start of the pandemic, and also the first dog show in Croatia in this year. And for the moment, obviously, everything went well, and it was very hot, but people were using masks. And I think it will take us some time until we learn to live with this new normal, how they call it. But we need to accept it, and we need to accept that life is not going to be like we used to be before. I am very grateful to my guest today because obviously I had been asking him even before to be my guest, but we were thinking that the best moment for him to say something will be when the final decision about the European Dog Show will be made. And I'm extremely grateful that he has accepted my invitation. Good evening, Stefan, and thank you for joining. How are you today?
Good evening, Ante. Good evening, team. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy and honored to be tonight with you and exchange some views and points which are important for all of us.
Yes, I must say that I think we have never had one advertising for one guest with so many comments and shares and everything. And I see the numbers of viewers are going quickly up. So I'm happy that it's a lot of people watching us, and there are already regards from Andrew Brace, from Annika Utveit-Moe, from Martin Crosser, Federico Sanguinetti, and many other, Diego Garcia, many other people who are watching this, because I think people are opinion about other things. Everybody knows you are one of the most traveled, most famous judges. You are breeder with excellent results behind yourself. But instead of starting like I normally start with these stories about coronavirus and the stories about your start in the dogs, we will leave that for a little bit later. I want to start with the most actual topic, and that's the cancellation of the European Dog Show. The official statement has been published yesterday by the Slovenian Kennel Club. Tell me, how hard was for you and obviously for your team to make this decision?
Ante, first of all, a small correction. The European Dog Show was not cancelled. It was postponed, which is a huge difference. Of course, this decision for the organizing committee and for the board was very heartbreaking. It was, I think, almost a year now since they started to work very hard with the preparations. And sometimes my colleagues, together with Alenka, they work even during the night. So also some other friends, Tatiana, Gerard, and all the others who are part of our team, they work really, really hard to achieve what we have, and of course our partner Online Dog Shows.
Yes, that was actually my next question, because a lot of people were contacting me and asking, was the European Dog Show cancelled or the European Dog Show was postponed? You said it is postponed, but at the moment there is no information for when it is postponed. What we know actually for the moment is the only thing, that the European Dog Show will not happen this year.
Yes, this is a clear fact. It cannot be organized this year because of the circumstances. In our communication, we declared that very clearly why and how. And I think everybody who is sensible knows that every life matters, and the health of each individual of us means much more than a dog show. Although, as I said, it was very heartbreaking, but we did this decision. But we are working now really hard to postpone the show to another date. I cannot tell you right now more details because we are in touch with the FCI authorities, and we are trying to find a reasonable solution. And the only optimistic news I can tell you that we are in the good track. So hopefully, maybe in 14 days, or maybe even less, or a bit more, I cannot be precise right now, but we will come out with another communication, but it will be definitely not 2020.
Yes. Okay. I think this is really great news for many people, because I know a lot of people were really looking forward to come to Celje, and the European show that you had some years ago. I think it was 2010.
Yes.
Very nice show. And but what you said obviously is that at this point you decided, and together with I suppose together with the authorities of the Slovenian government, that having such a big event indoors with so many people from all around would not be smart. So tell me, Stefan, I'm not going to ask you about what you have mentioned, that you are trying to find a reasonable option, and I'm looking forward to find out what it is that you are talking about. You said you are in contact with the FCI and with I suppose with the European section. How did they take this decision?
No, I must say that we are daily in touch, and we are all together searching for a reasonable solution, and we are quite close to find it. And I'm sure that if we find this solution, or if we can, let's say, come to a common official decision, then we will make another announcement at what date precisely it will be. Excellent. But we are quite close to the solution, I must say.
That's great. That's great news that the people soon will know what will be with this European Dog Show. Another thing, what I want to ask you, Stefan, and in a way I want to congratulate you for making this decision, is that you have already announced in your letter that you are completely going to refund the entry fees to all the people who have entered till now. And I know there have been some numbers of people who have already entered. Is that correct information? People will get fully back the money.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We want happy exhibitors. We do not want unhappy exhibitors. And for us, each exhibitor is very important. And of course, I really hope that all those who entered until now will also enter until this next edition, which will be in the near future.
Yes, wonderful. I got just few minutes before we started the interview. I got one question from a friend, both mine and yours, who has asked me to stay anonymous, but he asked me if I could ask you one question from his side. So I'm going to ask, and you can answer. He's asking why there hasn't been any comment, reaction, or statement from the FCI about the European Dog Show cancellation in its social media or web page. Are there any conflicts about this decision?
This is actually partly true, because if you go to the FCI website, you will see our first announcement, which was published, I think, 10th of June, and it was put also on the FCI website. And in that communication, we announced another communication scheduled for yesterday, and yesterday we put this new communication. So there is a relation. There is nothing negative in it, and of course we want to have a clear legal decision before we publish anything. So yes. I don't want to say anything before it's not undersigned, before it's not decided and confirmed. So that's why we ask everybody for a little patience, and we will come up hopefully if we all agree on this solution with the FCI authorities, European section, president of the FCI, and others who are involved in this. We will soon come up with a new communication, which I hope most of the people will like.
Yes, I think it is very important, and the Slovenian Kennel Club and your team have done an amazing job actually in this difficult time with communicating with the exhibitors and with people directly and always in time. When you said something will be published, it was published. And I think this is so important, and I think this is so important for exhibitors to be sure that the organizers are communicating directly with them and giving them all the necessary information in these very strange times for all of us. Saying this, I know it's not on you to make.
Hello.
1 second, maybe you lost me quickly.
Yeah, I lost you a bit.
Yes, I'm back now. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the World Dog Show in Madrid in December?
Well, I was also very sad, and the Spanish Kennel Club approached us and give us the full support, and I'm very grateful to the Spanish Kennel Club for that. And of course, we are with all our hearts and bodies with them, hoping that the World Dog Show can be organized in December. Of course, we will be there. Of course, I hope that we can then invite everybody to the next edition of the EDS in Slovenia. But of course, times are so unpredictable that it's very difficult to say anything right now. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So unfortunately, we are living, as you said, in a very strange times.
Yes. Anyhow, between the many comments that are coming, and I'm not managing to read them all, but I just see now that we have a comment from Jose Doval, who has been also my guest here, and he was talking about the World Dog Show in Madrid. And he's writing to you, all the best, Stefan. We know how hard it is to work in these particular conditions that no one has ever faced before. So
thank you, Jose. And the Spanish Kennel Club has the full support of the Slovenian Kennel Club for the World Dog Show, and we wish them best of luck. That it's gonna happen. It will be a wonderful event, I'm sure.
I am joining from my personal part and from the part of my team with the good wishes, and I mean, it would be wonderful to have the World Dog Show, and we can just pray and hope that it's going to happen. Anyhow, this was about the European show. I would not like to go too much into it. Before we continue with the interview, I want to say only to you that we all, and I think I can speak in the name of exhibitors from all around the world, wish you the best of luck with whichever decision you are going to make. I'm sure that it's going to be great, and I hope that a European Dog Show in Celje and in Slovenia, whenever it will be a great event, and everybody will attend. This is from us and from our heart, really the best wish for you and for the Slovenian Kennel Club.
Thank you, Ante. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all of you who already gave us your support. And I must say that it was foreseen to be a fantastic event, almost a little World Dog Show, because we had interest from all parts of the world. People would like to attend. People would like to. We would have fantastic display of dogs from all around the world. But unfortunately, COVID makes this not happen this year.
Yeah, but it will happen. That's the most important thing. We need to stay positive and optimistic.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Tell me, Stefan, now, because we were talking a little bit about the Slovenian Kennel Club, I know that you have been the first democratically elected president in 1992. You have been the president of the Slovenian Kennel Club for 5 years. And then after that has started, I can say, quite a hectic part of the conditions in the Slovenian Kennel Club. You had the wonderful European Dog Show in 2010, but there has been a lot of changes of president. There has been a lot of extraordinary meetings. That have been a lot of things with different judges and so on and so on. I want to ask you, why did you decide to run again to be the president?
Well, this is a good question, but I can tell you that it was not easy because I actually never wanted to candidate again. Because for me, when I candidate the first time, I said to the members of our kennel club, I presented my program and I said, together with you, I can fulfill this program if you support me. They did. We did in my first term, we did fulfilled our program. And then, of course, I said, sorry, but I have other things in my life as well to manage. And I was actually very busy with judging, with my job, etc., family, dogs, breeding. So I actually didn't have time and didn't want to interfere because I thought that the kennel club was on good track. But as in the history it is, as in the politics it is, there are ups and downs, and unrest can come in every kennel club anytime. And it happened. Of course, we had in the last few years some really difficult years. There was a few attempts when really excellent people tried to candidate for this position, but they have not been successful. And then it was 2 years ago when I was at the dog show in Celje. And I came to this dog show just because to make some exams for a new judges candidates. And when I went out, I met several exhibitors, and everybody was so sad. I said, but why is this? There was no atmosphere at this show. And I said, this must be changed. And this was the point when I decided I have to candidate. I have to bring the people, the kennel club back. And here I am.
Here you are. Okay, tell me. I don't remember actually how it is. How it is now? About 1 year that you are a president, or it is more or less?
Yeah. Our team was elected on 5th of May 2019.
Yeah, so a little bit more than 1 year. Tell
exactly.
me, in this 1 year that you are again the president, how is the situation now in the kennel club? Tell me, did you manage to find a good team of people who will work with you? And in a way, what are your plans for the future?
Absolutely, I have an excellent board. We have some younger people involved in the also in the part of governing, and also in the part of let's say strictly kinological things, which is very important, and some valuable quality people which can push the kennel club forward in the right direction. It's for me it is very important to work in a kennel club democratic way. I'm not any kind of absolutist, and I like that people explain their opinion. If you convince me with your better arguments, I will accept it. And same applies for all others. So good ideas are always positive, and always. And I must say, until now, we had also a quite bad financial situation. The balance for last year is, after a few years back, negative. Now it's positive. So we are doing progress. We are really doing progress. We will change now the statutes. We will change the rules again. We will put them more modern, more adjust to the rules and also the European Convention. So yes, I think we are doing good progress.
Yes, I'm going to just to read you a few comments here. You have best regards from Dívora Serra from Brazil, from Jorge Nalem from Uruguay, from
all
Federico from Federico Sanguinetti, saying all the support for who work hard for a good event. And then when we are talking about the Kennel Club, there is a comment from Tina Goldberg saying, thanks for the great work. I hope we can come to the Alpe Adria Wiener next month. Is that going to be the first dog show in Slovenia after the COVID, the 4 international shows in the beginning of August?
I cannot say any details about this show because this show is organized not by the Kennel Club, it's organized by our local club. We do hope so. I hope for them, and I hope also for us that it's going to happen. But the organizer is the local club. I wish them good luck. I wish that everything will be okay there. Yes, this is all what I can say in this moment. Just
Yes.
to send them my regards and good wishes.
Yes.
It all depends on the situation and of course how things will develop in the future. But yes, it's foreseen, and I as far as I heard, I spoke with the local president a few days ago, and he told me that they have very good entries. So
Excellent.
He's happy
Yes.
with the entry.
Yeah, good luck also to them, because I know how difficult it is to plan anything in these times. So let's hope that everything will be well. I want to ask you, Stefan, one more thing. In a way, when you had this last European Dog Show in Slovenia in 2010, it has happened a little bit similar like this time. The show has been started by one committee, then the committee has changed, then some judges were cancelled, some new judges were added. Then now also this European Dog Show was started with another team and then continued with your team. This new European Dog Show, do you finally now think that the times have come that everything can be done really peacefully and in a great way, that you can do it really how you want it with your team?
Yes, of course. I hope so. But you never know what the destiny brings you tomorrow. We can be perfectly fine tomorrow, and tomorrow we drop dead. So
yes.
This is
well. Let's hope that will not happen.
Let's hope not. But destiny is unpredictable. And but yes, in generally talking, I think, and it's not going to happen what happened in the past, because part of the organizing team from the previous management, we adopted them. We didn't cancel not one single judge. All the judges who have been invited by the previous committee are still on the list. We added some new ones. This is true, but nobody was canceled.
Yes,
and
yes,
I think we want to do a good thing, a positive thing. So we want to feel that all exhibitors, judges, and visitors, everybody will feel well in Slovenia. Slovenia is a beautiful country, green country with a fantastic hospitality, which can offer so much to visitors and exhibitors. So that I hope that really everybody will enjoy itself. But what will the future bring us is very unpredictable. So in any case, we are working very hard, like every other kennel club, like now the Spanish Kennel Club for the Bulldog Show, to do the best. This is what is in our power to do. We are really doing the maximum.
Yeah, and I must say from my side, as exhibitor who is coming very often to Slovenia and very often to Celje, that Celje actually has amazing showgrounds and a perfect place to organize this kind of big event. So I think this is extremely important also for you as the organizer.
Yes, what I would like to add is that maybe a slight difference, that most of the clubs of Slovenian breed clubs joined us, and they will organize their own specialty shows, either inviting their own judges or using some of the judges who are on the list of the European Dog Show. In any case, there will be if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be a big festivity. I promise.
Excellent. We keep you for your word, and I hope that we will have another interview once when everything is finished and be able to enjoy the comments from a successful European show. Let's go now a little bit, Stefan, more personally to you and your life with dogs. I want to know, how did come this love for the purebred dogs? I can ask you also, when did it start? How did you come a part of this world, which at the end, I suppose, has changed your life?
Well, it was, as I said, everything is in life is a matter of coincidence. It was a pure coincidence. I was a schoolboy, maybe in the 5th class in a preliminary school. when I walked to my grandmother, and my grandmother lived from us approximately about 5 kilometers away. And suddenly on the street, there was this little black thing, four-legged black thing with a beautiful wagging tail around me and watching me with these beautiful dark eyes. And of course, I was starting to play with it. And after it started to follow me, and it followed me until my grandmother, and then again back, was waiting for me for 3 hours until I was with my grandmother, and then came back to us. And then my parents said to me, "You cannot keep this. This is somebody's dog, and we have to bring it back." So I said, "Yes, but it's so cute. I would like to have it." And then we start to search, and after it came out that was practically somebody didn't want it, and this was actually my first dog, and it was a kind of a crossbreed, a German Shepherd crossbreed, which got a beautiful name. It was a female. It got a beautiful name of Fifi. And she had a wonderful life with us. And after when I went to the gymnasium and to the studies, I started to be more and more involved with dogs. I started to collect books. I started to do many things. I went to the local kennel clubs in Maribor, in a local club in Graz, in Austria. I wanted to learn as much as I could. And yeah, then it happened that I fall in love in bulldogs. But before I had some other breeds as well.
Yeah, this is like what I wanted to.
Yes. Terrier, so on. And finally, when I, as a student, went to Switzerland, this was in '78, to the World Dog Show in Bern. I watched all the rings, and there I really felt in love in bulldog, and I decided I have to have a bulldog.
Yes.
And I was working hard on it.
Yes. Yeah. This is what I wanted to ask you, because I think that everybody who knows you always knows that bulldogs have been, let's say, a love of your life. But I know there has been also some Airedale Terriers and Basset Hounds and Dogo Argentinos and Great Danes, but they have been, I suppose, just a short love affairs, these breeds.
Actually, I cannot name myself breeder of Airedale Terriers or breeder of Great Danes, although I had 2 litters. Actually, it was my sister's dog, the Great Dane, but I raised the litters because I really loved it, and she didn't have time at the time. But no, yes, as a breeder, I can be only named for English bulldogs. But the rest, yes, they have been all my passion, my love. But no, I didn't function as a breeder for them.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, you had experience with other breeds, as you said, but Jubilee Kennel actually has been always connected mostly with English bulldogs. And I read that it was registered in 1979, which means in the year when I was born. So there is something there.
Oh, you know how old it is.
Yes, 40 years, unfortunately. What I wanted to ask you, why bulldogs in one way? And I mean, how did it happen that actually, I would say, I suppose for 40 years, you have never lived one day of your life without bulldogs, including today?
Exactly. I think these are wonderful animals. They have something special in the spirit. They are different, of course, in the appearance, in the look, but the character, the spirit is very genuine. It cannot be compared with any other breed. And for me, it's just a unique dog, a lifetime dog. I never was, and I never will be without a bulldog. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes, but in another way, and I don't know if that is official, because you and me, we are friends for many years. You told me you want to stop breeding.
Actually, we did. We did stop. Our last litter was 3 years ago. Since many years, we are breeding together with my wife Olga, and we decided, because we are not anymore the youngest, we decided to stop breeding. Because also we are quite often on travel, and then it's not so easy with the dogs. So we always need a nanny for the dogs, and this, of course, is not an easy issue. We have a wonderful person who is looking after them, but it will not be forever. We know that.
Yes.
So that's why we decided no more new dogs. But we still have 4 bulldogs and 3 chihuahuas, which plenty in the house.
This I wanted to ask you. Whose ideas were the chihuahuas? Yours or Olga's?
No, chihuahuas is, of course, I like chihuahuas, but this is Olga's love. Olga was a breeder of them in Russia, and she just adores them. And when I went to Mexico, I was asking her, what shall I bring you? And she said, for joke, of course, Chihuahua. So I bought 2 Chihuahuas, and together with Barbara Müller, we struggled. She was helping me a lot. Thanks, Barbara. She was like really was a fantastic story when we came to the airport, and I had 2 Chihuahuas. I bought 2 Chihuahuas, one male, one female. And of course, in one plane, one dog can be in the cabin. One dog can be regardless of the size. So Barbara said to me, leave it to me. I will manage this. I said, okay. And she was calling the pilot, and she started to cry. And she said, oh, please, please, Mr. Pilot, those 2 are brother and sister. We cannot separate them. They must go together. And then he said, finally, yes, madam, okay, no problem. I understand your problem. They can go with us. So we brought them from Mexico City to Slovenia.
Yes, and you are planning to breed them, or they will just stay as pets?
No, they are beautiful dogs. They are both champions. I didn't brought them for breeding purposes, just for us, for Olga. Those are her children.
Yes, okay. Stefan, I mean, when we talk about bulldogs in general in this dog world, you and Olga are always the names who come there as not only as great breeders but great promoters of the breed. If I would ask you, when you look at the bulldog, what would you say that it's the most important characteristic of the breed, which, let's say, defined the correct type of the bulldog? What would you say that is? And in the same time, what would you say that today is the biggest problem in the breed?
Well, as I mentioned before, bulldog is a very specific breed, very unique, very different from the other breeds. And during the centuries and the development, the breed did a lot of changes. Also in the last few decades, made a lot of changes. We in the FCI changed the standard quite early in regards of some health issues. And I must say that after educating the breeders, we get much healthier stock in terms of those issues we wanted to address in the standard. For example, tails. A lot of dogs didn't have tails in the past, or had these inverted tails, which can be harmful. But now, if you look in the shows, 99% of the dogs have good tails in Europe. Maybe in some other continents, not so well, but in Europe, yes. And what is the most important thing? Regardless of the breed, every breed has to be functional. It means has to move, which means it has to have a sound anatomy, which means it has to breathe firmly without any trouble and without any problem. And of course, it has to have a good appearance. And you, as a professional handler and exhibitor, you know very well that in many countries, bulldogs won the highest awards, many best in shows, which means those animals have been really performing in their best to get such a high awards like Best in Show, which means those dogs are really healthy. And in several countries, Bulldogs was on top of the list as a top dog of the year among all breeds, which says a lot. And I think that we never had so healthy bulldogs in the past than we have them now.
Yes. And what do you think at this point is the biggest problem in the breed? When you judge them, what do you see often as a problem?
The problem is that there is the bulldog. In the bulldog, there is no unification. For example, if you judge German Shepherds, you know exactly how they look like, and they are very similar. If you look the bulldogs and you get in the ring 10 dogs, all 10 are different. But you have to find, of course, the correct one, the right one, who has to win and who has to get the highest award with all the criteria I mentioned before. So it has to be a healthy dog, it has to move well, it has to perform well, all those things.
Yes, because I mean, I think most of the people know that Javier and I have been showing many times your dogs and Olga's dogs, and I mean we have been traveling with them all around, and it's also in the summertime and everything, and we have never had any problems with them. And also, what is always amazing that of course some of them have been better, some of them have been worse, but every dog that we have ever get from you was able to move. How important is the movement for the bulldog?
It's very important. It's important for the Chihuahua, it's important for San Bernard, it's important for Bulldog, it's important for every single breed. For me, the movement is crucial. It's really very important. Personally, I walk with my dogs every morning, every evening, as much as I can, a few kilometers, and they love it, and they can't wait to get this movement exercise along with me. And I must say, maybe it sounds irreal, but it's real. In the 40 years of breeding, I never had any real single trouble, extra trouble, except the normal veterinary shots with the veterinarians, and that's it.
Yes.
So they did smart, and the lifespan of the bulldogs is also a normal one. I would consider it normal one. 12, 13 years. We have right now our oldest male is 9 years old, and he's jumping like a puppy in the field. It's just fabulous to see when I go out with them.
Yes, you mentioned, Stefan, that that the breed has changed a lot in the last 40 years. What has been, let's say, when you look at the breed now and when you started 40 years ago, what has been actually the biggest change?
I think the biggest change is 2008 at the European Dog Show in Budapest. We established the World Bulldog Club Federation. And I was chairman of this federation for 10 years, and we established an educational program for breeders and clubs. And in this program, it's clearly shown this development from unsound anatomy to a sound anatomy. And of course, every breeder is very much in interest that his dog will be the best mover, that his dog will be healthy, that his dog will be good performer. All of them, they want to win. And if to win in the show, they have to be healthy, they have to be moving, and they have to be good breeders. So we changed this attitude of the people, but also in the same time, the breed stock as well. The breed stock went up very much. In some countries, like Spain, Italy, Hungary, France, Switzerland, they improved in the last few years a lot.
Yes, you mentioned also one thing just a few minutes ago, and this is that you have never had any health issues with your dogs except of the normal visits
Exactly.
to the veterinarians. I want to ask you, first of all, are the English Bulldogs healthy breed? And why these animal welfare organizations and why some veterinarians, and I'm not going to say all of them, but why some of them are going so much against the breed?
I think the answer is because of the economical reasons. The price of the bulldog puppies is, as you know, quite high. And because of economical reasons, there is in the European dog market a lot of dogs which are bred in unhealthy conditions. But those breeders are not serious breeders, and they don't belong to us, to FCI organizations. Those breeders are out of our borders. But they breed those breeds because because of bad conditions, because of maltreatment. They don't breed sound dogs. And this is the main problem when people get or buy dogs in the shops in some countries, or they buy them from the newspapers. Of course, they can get problems with their dogs, and this is a huge amount. That's why for me it's very important to educate, to enlighten the general public where to buy healthy puppies. And this is the primary duty of the kennel clubs, of the clubs, the breed clubs, to enlighten the general public and to give them the information where are the right breeders, who are serious breeders, who are dedicated breeders, who breed healthy dogs, healthy animals.
Yes. This is what I wanted to ask you, because this is something that I have been speaking with my previous guests and all the people who are coming from these breeds who became, let's say, at some point, as you said, very popular. And then, of course, when the breeds start to be popular, the prices go up. Then, of course, people start to breed them just for the money. What we must say, and I suppose this is what you also wanted to say, is that when these statistics about the health in English bulldogs are being made, the problem is that many of these dogs who are going to the veterinarians and saying they are English bulldogs, actually they don't even have the pedigrees. They just come and they say this is English bulldog. The veterinarian writes this is English bulldog, but actually it's a dog from a puppy mill who doesn't have a pedigree.
Yes, for example, I discovered dogs in Canada, in United States, bred in Europe, but I never heard this about the names of those breeders, and I know them almost all very well. I mean, the serious ones and the good breeders, I know them almost all in all countries, because I'm long time around, so I know them very well. And those people I never heard. So they are these puppy mills who are, and of course, in the screening, all those dogs come with the problems.
Yes, this is a big problem. But in general, when we talk about English bulldogs today, and I'm talking about English bulldogs who are bred by serious breeders, do you feel that the breed itself is still a little bit too extreme? Do you think that there is still something that should be changed, or this is just the opposite, that serious breeders have proved that English bulldogs can look like they look and be perfectly healthy?
I will tell you one example. I don't know exactly which year it was. I was at a meeting of the British Breed Council in England, and that was a meeting for judges, and then we discussed several things, and then I said to the people, listen, dear friends, if I look at your stock in the ring, they are all weight-wise much heavier than the standard says. So I said this discrepancy is actually not good. So we have to change, either breed dogs under the rules and measures of the standard, or change the standard. But then I was told, no, we want to do as we always did. But this, I think, was not a good answer and not good approach. But in Europe now, you have in France, for example, they measure, they weigh the dogs for their weight before they allow them to breed, to the breeding. But if you see in general, you don't see much overdone dogs, too heavy dogs. We want a sporty bulldog, a bulldog who can move. This is a very important thing.
Yes, and the short nose of the bulldog, is that a big problem? Like we see now these stories about every breed who has
No,
a
this
short
is
nose.
absolutely not. The only thing in nose which is important are the nostrils. If the nostrils are open, I have our last male. He is even in this heat of 33 degrees. He is going with closed mouth around without any problems.
Yes,
With
yes.
closed mouth most of the time. So if the nostrils are open, there is really no. And of course, it depends also on the palate and other things. But yes, breeders should breed with healthy stock. This is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only bulldogs, every breed.
No,
every. Yes. What I want to ask you, Stefan, you have mentioned it before. You mentioned that you have been for 10 years the president of the World Bulldog Club Federation. Can you tell me a little bit about this organization, what it is purpose, what it has been done during your presidency?
Primary purpose was to connect the bulldog clubs, to make a federation with the bulldog clubs all around the world, and it's still going on. I left the federation because I make a certain road, but then I said to the younger generation, please, now it's time that somebody else is taking over, and you follow this direction. As I said, we implement this educational program, and this is still going around. We have valuable people, and also the Bulldog Club of America joined us. Countless European clubs are members of the federation, and it's good because we can discuss, and together we are always stronger. I think in general that the dog world, regardless in which part of the globe it is, if it's Africa, if it's Australia, if it's America, if it's Europe, or UK, we have to stick together. We have all the general problems in the dog world now, and the attacks on us shows us that if we will stick together, we have much larger possibility to reach our goals and to be successful in our wishes than without that. So I think it's one of the most important things. That's why the federation was also created. And we had, for example, in Mexico a few years, that was my last year as a president, we organized a world conference. We always organize a world conference with very important lecturers from veterinary medicine and important judges, important exhibitors. We had a maximum around, it was about attendance, about 400 attendants of this conference, and 350 bulldogs in the show, which was fantastic, fabulous.
Yes.
And I must say just my admiration to the Mexican breeders and the Latin American breeders. They are right now doing excellent job. Yes. So my chapeau to them.
Yeah. Tell me, Stefan, one thing I want to ask you, and I always ask you this privately, but I want to ask you also here. Since we have Facebook, so it's a little bit easier to follow the things. I don't know that anybody in the dog world is traveling as much as you do. Like you are one day in Mexico, second day in Germany, then you go to Australia. I want to ask you, first of all, do you know how many countries actually you have visited? And second, do you ever get tired of traveling, of packing, of unpacking? How is your life?
Actually not. No, I don't get tired. Yes, of course, if it's a long journey, but in general, no, I'm really travel resistant. Let's put it that way. And how many countries? I don't know. I don't even think it's important, but it's probably over 100. Of course, all continents, but this is not actually important. Important is that I met so many fantastic people, breeders, judges, exhibitors, And this is the biggest value of my life. You know, it's not you cannot measure those things with anything else. If you know the people from Peru, from I don't know South Africa, from Australia, this is just something unbelievable. Our
Yes.
duck world is really really fabulous duck world. I
Yeah.
love it, and I hope we can sustain and we can continue our work in the future as well. Although some people would like to stop us, but that's why I said we have to stick together, and then we will achieve all our goals.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we have a comment from Sebastian Harnik. He says, yes, that's true. We have to stick together. And I mean, I can only agree with you about that. I want to ask you another thing, Stefan. I don't think that there is any other person, and I'm sure that you can confirm that, who has judged the English Bulldogs so many times at the European and the World Dog shows. I think like you have judged them, I don't know, 1 million times. I want to ask you. Of course, it's always a privilege to be invited to judge your own breed. But do you think that in these big shows sometimes they should just change a little bit the judges? Is it becoming boring for you? Is it becoming boring for the exhibitors? Or you think it's good that organizers are using breed specialists especially on this kind of breeds?
Well, I'm a little bit I have a little bit mixed opinion about this. Firstly, of course, I like to judge my breed because it's always very interesting. Second, there in every show is different, and in every show is different stock. In this respect, I would say, from my point of view, I don't feel it boring or whatsoever. Absolutely not. It's even more challenging. But of course, I think maybe from the point of the view of exhibitors, the exhibitors should get the right of different people to get the opinion. But on the other hand, of course, it's the organizer's right to select the judges. So the medal has two sides. But lately, I try to when I'm asked, I try to say, okay, please. There
Not
is
English Bulldogs again.
I'm all breed judge, so there is so many possibilities. Of course,
Yes.
I love my breed, but I love to judge all breeds.
Yes, yes. This is I think the right spirit towards this problem. We have a comment from Avi Malach and saying, "What about writing a book? Is that maybe something that you could do in these Corona times?"
Not really, because I am too busy. I'm right now too busy. After my retirement, as you see, I started to be involved again with the Kennel Club. Although I don't plan to stay long in the Kennel Club. As soon as we will settle the things, I will leave it again. And but I have also other things. Yes, many people ask me about the book, but I don't feel in the moment. I don't feel in the mood to sit down and write the book.
Okay, well, okay, maybe one day, then that can be the answer. Another thing, one more question just before we pass to this part of the quick questions, which I want to ask you. I mean, you had this amazing privilege to judge Bulldogs at Crafts. I want to hear a little bit about that experience.
The experience was absolutely magnificent. I loved it. I enjoyed it. There was 250 something Bulldogs, I think 256. I started in the morning, 8 o'clock, and I finished in the afternoon. I think it was about 3:30 or something. I enjoyed really tremendously, and I found two marvelous winners, a beautiful female from the British Pride Kennel and a marvelous male who was later a great winner. He went to part-time. He went to Mexico and was best in show winner several times in Mexico, and then he came to Europe, and finally he ended up in Spain. Okobo captain. Yeah, that was his name.
Yes. And tell me, if you compare today,
Captain Hudson.
if you compare today the quality of bulldogs in the world with the quality of bulldogs in the country of origin, do you think that British still have top quality dogs, or the quality is going down or up? What do you feel?
No. I judged in a few years back. I judged in first in Blackpool, and then after I did also judged in Manchester championship show, and I was absolutely delighted with the quality, really. And the British breeders also did a great improvement. So I said to them, my admiration, you really also improved quite a lot. So you can find these days also in England beautiful bulldogs. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, we have a comment from Paolo Bassei. He says Captain Hudson at my style. I suppose
Yeah.
that's the name of the
that's
male.
the correct name of the dog. Yeah, right.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Now a few quick questions for you, Stefan, which are usually quite difficult for people to answer. But after deciding this about the European show, nothing is difficult for you. So I think you will manage also with that. Tell me, Stefan, one breed that you never had or bred and you would like to.
Of course, very easy. Mastino Napoletano. But you know, I must tell you, when I said this idea to Olga, she said he or me. So
yes,
so
I can imagine that. I can imagine
so unfortunately, my dream didn't come through in this way.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think Olga would not be happy with
I really love the breed.
Yes. Tell me, when you are invited to judge, what is the favorite breed for you to judge, and which breed do you find most difficult to judge?
Actually, I don't have a favorite breed. I like them all, of course. Preference is always bulldog, but I like all breeds, and actually, I don't find any difficulties in any special difficulties. Maybe in some of the Nordic breeds, Nordic hunting breeds. Let's put it that way. Nordic hunting breeds, which are not so common in our area, and which I don't see so often. Let's say that maybe I had to prepare myself specially for them.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Yeah. It's not written here in my question, but in my questions. But now I remember how we talked when we were together in Estonia, that you were interviewed by the German Kennel Club magazine, and that they asked you what is the favorite breed of all the German breeds, all these amazing breeds, Dobermans and Schnauzers and Affenpichers and whatever, and that you said your favorite German breed is Hoverwart. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, Hoverwart is a very genuine breed. It's not so much showy breed, but it's very genuine breed, which can still do a fantastic job in Slovenia. Actually, it's quite popular breed. We have an excellent club who is functioning very well, and we have quite a few excellent breeders of Hoverwarts. So yeah, I like the breed very much.
Wonderful. Tell me, Stefan, best show you ever judged?
Best show I ever judged, I would say it was the Eukanuba World Challenge 2006 in Long Beach, California, conducted by Ronald Menacott. I think this was a fabulous show. I will never forget that show. A really special show.
Yeah, we have been there a few times, not in California, but later on when it moved to Orlando. And I think I must say, it was really a very special event in every way.
Definitely not any longer than it used to be, but that time it was really fabulous. And my admiration goes also to Ronald Menacott, who did a fantastic job. And he was also a fantastic ambassador of the dog world, trying to connect Europe, United States, and United Kingdom under one umbrella. And he succeeded partly.
Yes. Best in show lineup you ever judged?
This is a difficult question because I had quite a few excellent lineups.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But in general, I could say I would not like to mention any because maybe some show organizers would be offended then. But,
No. I mean by the quality of dogs, not by the one best in show lineup where you had a really difficult decision to decide about the winners. No, it doesn't matter which show it is.
Yeah, there was a few shows in not even international shows, smaller national shows, and I had amazing lineup. In your show, fantastic lineup.
Yes.
Okay, your show is a prestigious show, but the lineup there is just fabulous.
Yeah.
It can be competed. It can be competed with any European or world show.
I hope it's going to be the same in 20 days when you need to judge another best in show in Split. So I hope it's going to be.
So you like to put me in difficulties?
Yes. Well, of course. This is why I'm here. I'm not here to make it anything easier. Tell me, Stefan, if you can remember or if you can say a favorite bulldog of all times, not bred or owned by you.
Yes, of course. Mervyn Helschen days. Mervyn Helschen days was bred by late Mrs. Pat Deller from United Kingdom, from the Mervyn Kennels. That was one of the most important and significant kennels in United Kingdom for many years, breeding excellent stock. What for me means excellent breeder, I would say you the story when I went there to have a look. That was my student time, first time when I went there. And the kennel maid brought out 4 dogs from the kennel. And she put them all together, they stand still without any hesitation. And I was just speechless. I was just speechless because they have been all like one, unique, like Xerox copies.
Yes.
Just fabulous. No, and then she showed me Mervyn Helschen days. It was an impressive dog who I wanted to have, of course, but it was just not to sell. And then later in the history, I bought a son of him. That was his name was Gracious Buckmaster, and Buckmaster did a fantastic career. He was a champion of 10 countries, and his son won the world winner over the father in Switzerland, in Zurich. This kennel for me was one of the best in the past in United Kingdom, and my stock basically came from this kennel.
Yeah,
and amazing.
Yeah, and the best dog you ever bred?
The best dog I ever bred was a female Jubilee Gemsam Jella. She was world winner 1985 in Amsterdam. In my book, one of the best world dog shows, not this last one, but the one in 85, maybe because I won. That was my homebred bitch, and that bitch won also best in show at the International Dog Show in 1 year later in Zagreb. And I won I remember I won a beautiful drawing from Ivan Lackovic Croata, was a natural artist from Croatia. And I dropped this picture and I lifted the dog because I was so happy. And everybody was like, how could you drop the picture? Because luckily the picture didn't fall apart. But I was really happy for this best in show in Zagreb that time.
Yes, we have a few comments here from Bruno Nodali saying hello, dear Stefan and Ante. Desi Murphy saying the World Challenge was great. Stelios Makariti saying hello, Stefan and Ante, many greetings. And then we have also a message from Valentina saying if it's possible that maybe you put on some light because you are quite dark now because we lost. Perfect.
Any better?
Yes, much better. Now we can again see you because it came very dark at some point. Okay. Martin Crosser is asking you, in your opinion, which country has the best bulldogs at the moment?
Mexico, without question.
Okay.
Mexico and Peru. Mexico and Peru. Peru as well.
Yes.
also there are some top breeders in other Latin American countries. Latin America right now is really very strong with bulldogs. Of course,
Yes.
Europe also. In Europe, you have also a few countries, few breeders, fantastic. But in numbers and quality, if I take quantity and quality, I would say Mexico.
Okay. Now I continue with my questions. The favorite win with your own dogs?
The favorite is what?
Win. The favorite win with your own dogs.
World winner. This world winner in Amsterdam.
1985, I remember.
I can tell you that at that World Dog Show was over 200 bulldogs. And the judge was the late Baroness van Koudijs. The Dutch people will know her. She was a fantastic, fabulous lady and did an excellent job. And at that time, the bulldog who won Best of Breed, that was Okobo British Passion, owned by Hélène Denis, the president of the the English-French Bulldog Club. He was reserved Best in Show under Tibor Brody. That was the highest award in the World Dog Show for a bulldog in the World Dog Show history.
Wonderful.
I hope the bulldog will won in the World Dog Show Best in Show, but it's quite difficult these days.
Yes, I can imagine. Tell me, Stefan, one dog person that is not alive anymore and you terribly miss.
The most I miss from all those who left us, and there are quite a lot of them, would be Carmen Kingston.
Yes, I know that Carmen has been an amazing friend for you for so many years, and I mean she was just an amazing person, and I can understand why you say that. Tell me, Stefan, doesn't need to be from your own breed. One breeder whose dogs you have judged over the years in different countries or in one country, doesn't matter, who, in your opinion, has managed year after year to produce top quality dogs?
In which breed?
Doesn't matter in which breed. One breeder that, for example, you always admire for the quality of the dogs year after year.
Well, going back to Mastino Napoletano, I would say that one of the breeders who was exceptional was Mario Querci. And I think he bred some fabulous Mastino Napoletanos in the past.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the breed is almost gone.
Yes.
Almost.
Yes. The number has gone really down.
Yeah.
Not only in Mastinos, in many other breeds.
Many.
Yes. When you think, Stefan, of one person or one judge who is still actively judging, who always impress you with his knowledge, with his style of judging, who you would say?
Live one.
Yes, active judge.
There is also, this is really not a fair question because
I know
because there is so many excellent, extraordinary judges around the world. But maybe a person who impressed me a lot with his attitude, with his style, with his selections, is Mr. Bivin from United States.
Yes, Ed. He's an amazing judge. I can agree about that. Tell me, Stefan, one dog that you have judged during your career as a judge that you will never forget. You don't need to say the name, but you can connect, say the breed or where did you judge it or whatever.
One breed or one?
No, one dog. One dog that you have judged during your career that you will never forget.
Again, there is so many excellent super dogs. I cannot pull out any in particular.
Okay. I will let you not answer that question. Okay, last question from these questions. One thing that you would still like to achieve.
Maybe one, coming back to your question, maybe one, now I got it in mind, maybe one dog which impressed me specifically was an Afghan hound in Australia. Abu Kir High Priority was his name. Beautiful dog. Who won countless Best in Shows. And he was the father of many winning Afghans in in Australia and also abroad.
Yeah, wonderful. So one thing that you would still like to achieve in your doggy life as a breeder or as a judge?
As a breeder, actually nothing, because I stopped breeding.
You stopped, yes.
As a judge, maybe, I don't know. Actually, I did judge almost all larger shows in the world, but it doesn't really matter. I don't have any specific wish to do.
A dream, yes. Okay, that's good. Fair enough. Before
For
we
me,
start,
a small show is much more valuable than a big show. So this is really individual.
Absolutely. Before we continue with a few more longer questions that we have, not too many, I want to ask two questions that we have in the comments. Zarina Hamidova is asking you, what do you think about the quality of English Bulldogs in Thailand?
I was not impressed.
You were not impressed.
No.
So they need to work.
In my book, yes. They have a few good breeders. They have a few good breeders, but in general, also the numbers have been quite low the last time. The year before I was there, they had good quality, but now much less, and also the quality was not exceptional.
Yes. Then we have,
which impressed me a lot.
Yes.
Like Thai Ridgeback, like Pomeranians and other breeds.
Yeah. Then we have a question from young Maxim Sedoy asking you, is there one country in which you always like to go to judge, which has an exceptional quality of shows?
Also, I would not like to pull out any specific country, but in general, I love Latin American countries. I think Latin American countries are organizing excellent shows. Everything is well set up. The dogs are in good quality, in good condition, well presented. So I think the doggy life, the show life in Latin America is really on high level.
Yes. Okay.
Friendly, which is the most important thing.
Yeah. This is important. Tell me, Stefan. Now we have only a few more questions for the end of this interview, and the first one that I'm going to ask you is, when you think about your beginning in dogs, what would be the best advice that somebody gave you about breeding and judging dogs?
I would say be honest to yourself and be honest to the others.
Yeah, that's a very good advice. That's a very good advice. Okay, now only few more questions which I want to ask you, because I know you are in a way very active about these subjects. You have followed very closely this situation in the Netherlands with the 12 Brahi breeds and everything that is happening there. I'm extremely grateful also to you and Olga, because you decided to be a part of the video, of the support video that we made for the Dutch breeders. I want to know your opinion about what is going on there, and how do you feel about it?
Well, I would not like to make any specific comment. I think that there are some serious issues going on there. But I think that the Dutch clubs, the Dutch breeders, and the Kennel Club will have to find a solution. This is my important message for them. But it doesn't appeal also only for the situation in Netherlands. It's appeal also for other countries. It is very important how we approach this kind of sensitive issues. And this is really a sensitive issue, but I think that every kennel club is entitled in first step to defend the breed clubs. This is for me the utmost priority in the actions of a kennel club. The kennel club has to defend the breeders, the breeds, and of course the clubs. Yes. Because those are our customers and those are our members. The outside world, if they attack us, we have to listen to them, but we don't have to buy everything what they want to sell us. You understand?
Yes. Yes. And I mean, do you think that this what is happening there actually is dangerous for the future of these breeds in other countries?
It is a very dangerous prejudice, very, very dangerous. And from this example, will count a lot how the things will develop in the future of the brachycephalic breeds in Europe. Because the situation can turn in good way, but it can also turn in bad way. And we have to make sure that it will turn in good way.
Yes.
It's absolutely important that our I cannot say enemies, but our opponents from the outside world, who are definitely not our friends, and who would like to stop purebred dog breeding and showing and actually all our activities, who would like to erase us. They try several methods in their work, and they don't shy to use the most perfect methods to achieve their goals. But we have to be smarter. And there is one other message. They want that we would fight among us, because then they could win easily. We have to prevent from this. So it's not the time to fight among each other. It's time to help each other. And we should support the breeders in Netherlands. We should support the clubs in Netherlands, and we should support also how the situation should be solved in the positive way for them.
Yes, I mean you are a person with an extreme experience in the dog world, but also as a breeder of one of these breeds, which is highly attacked, let's say, on a daily basis. What do you think that at this moment the Dutch Kennel Club can do? What do you think that the FCI can do? And what do you think that the breeders of these 12 breeds can do? Do you have any advice for all of them?
Absolutely. I said it before, collaboration is the key word. As I said before, we have to also globally, locally, and also country-wise, we should collaborate. If we want to achieve one goal, if we will argue and start to fight, but of course, if somebody takes the position from our opponents from the outside world, then, and if negotiation is not anymore possible, then it's a different story. But in any case, until talks are possible, we should sit at the right round table and discuss and find peaceful solutions until it's possible. Yeah. And it's very crucial now that everybody who is involved, the clubs, the kennel club, the breeders, everybody works that the solution would be found. Also with the government, because somebody said yes, but it's a governmental decision, and we have to follow the absolutely national legislation in every country is to follow. But if we know how the lawmakers are working, the lawmakers are usually accepting the expertise of experts. So they are actually, for them, it's necessary that they got informations from us. So if they got wrong informations from other side, they will take a decision which is not. So that's why it's very important to work on public opinion. It's very important to work with politicians. It's very important to do lobbying. It's very important to work within the FCI committees, scientific committee, standard committee. All those, they should be involved in this moment with this problem.
Yes. Talking about the same subject and going a little bit on a global thinking. You held last year one amazing seminar for the Croatian Kennel Club, which has been about your point of view of the current situation of our sport, and thinking about in which direction the future of the sport will go. You were mentioning the BBC documentary. You were mentioning all kind of laws and legislations that have been made in different countries. I want to know your opinion. How do you see the situation now, and what do you think the future holds for us?
I think the most important is that people will get know every breeder, actually, every club, every kennel club should thoroughly read the European Convention for the Protection of Pet Animals. This convention was adopted in 87, and then I think 95 it was revised with amendments, and it's very important because it happened. For example, I think it was last year when in the Austrian show in Graz, the veterinary executives came to the show, and they started to implement this European Convention, but with they fainted the breeders for the whiskers for several thousands of euros, which is a ridiculous thing, but it happened. But these veterinarians, because of certain reasons, which cannot be saying in public, but because of certain reasons this happened. And then, of course, with the work of the Austrian Kennel Club, the situation calmed down, and now it's okay. But if the veterinary officials in any country want to implement this convention thoroughly, we are all in trouble. So that's why it's very important to know this European Convention, and also the amendment from '95, which says that the dogs who are showing some in certain type of breeds who are showing some harmful defects can be stopped and can be also banned as from breeding and from showing, which is very important. But from the perspective of the animal welfare, all these organizations who are attacking us, for them is health not absolutely not. This is not the real priority of them. The real priorities are in different targets. But we have to be aware of all of these things, and we have to know it in every single detail to act. And that's why I said it's very important that all this in different levels, different experts, works all on the same target, to prevent and we have to change the public opinion as well, because the public opinion after 2008 was shaped in the wrong way. For example, I can tell you one simple example. After the World Dog Show in Salzburg, I drove home with my car and I stopped in a petrol station. I bought the biggest newspaper magazine in Austria. And there was an article, full-page article in the front page of this magazine saying, people, this weekend was the World Dog Show in Salzburg, but we saw many unhealthy dogs, and people don't buy pedigree dogs because they are unhealthy. Take dogs from the shelters. But why all these things happens, we have to know. But this is a part of a larger discussion, maybe too large now to explain everything in a short sentence. This is a part of this presentation which I presented in Croatian Kennel Club.
Yeah, I will ask you just two more questions about this. First of all, how important you think is to get better connection between the FCI and the veterinarians, because there is, in my opinion, a big problem that a big number of veterinarians are going against purebred dogs lately, which is a little bit strange, but obviously it is happening. And second thing, do you think that we have reacted well on this BBC documentary, Purebred Dogs Exposed? Did we go in the right direction after that, or we could have done it better?
You know that there is one thing which we have to know: everything is moving, everything is changing, and we have to educate ourselves also very much. And it's very important also that in the kennel clubs, not every kennel club is a rich kennel club, but not every kennel club can allow himself to have a PR office or a PR officer. But it's crucial and very important how we address the media, because how we address the media it means how we address the public opinion. If we do it in the right way, we will achieve our goals. If we do it in the bad way, we will fail. And this is very important for me. I think that there was several mistakes in the past with the dealing and with the media, because the media get wrong informations, and of course they had very strong minded people from our opponents who give them other kinds of informations which have been harmful for our work. So yes, but you have to know, in Europe, every year we should feel much stronger. We are moving one very powerful economical sector. The pet food industry gains only in Europe generates every year 24 milliards of euros. It's a lot of money. In Slovenia, the estimation was 55 million. In every country, it's a lot of money is spent on pet food, pet supplies, yes. Everything what's going around. So we should feel much stronger, because we are not doing xenology. We are also supporting. We are also citizens of our countries. We are supporting the national economy. Also, with the dog shows, we are supporting the national economy, and very much. So this is very important.
How important is to try to explain to the governments the work that the kennel clubs are doing with the native breeds? For example, you have Kraški Ovčar in Slovenia. Does your government realize that you are protecting, let's say, historical heritage from your country?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is, but there was one idea that we should put all the breeds on the national heritage. It's very difficult, because in some countries the legislation is very complicated, and it doesn't allow so easily. But yes, this is one option to put the breeds under umbrella of the national heritage. Yes. But despite of the fact, even if the breeds will be on the national heritage, for example, if we take into account British Bulldog was for centuries the symbol of Britain, and now suddenly it became a national shame. It's just unacceptable, and the breeders and the clubs and the kennel club should give some. They do a lot what they can, but still I think the breed clubs and the national clubs for those native breeds must do much more. In the Netherlands, we have this problem where these 12 brachycephalic breeds, they are not breeds under the legislation of the Netherlands Kennel Club. So this is a big difference. And I'm asking myself, where is the reaction of the mother countries of those breeds? Did they react? Did they support? Did they do something?
Yes.
This is very important.
Yes. Okay. Last two questions from me. I have asked you, but what we can do to get back the veterinarians on our side?
That's very easy. And we have an excellent cooperation in Slovenia with veterinarian science. We are not standing in. There was a time when we had some troubles with them, but we try to invite veterinarian experts. We try to discuss with them. We try to, and this is it. Veterinary science and every animal breeding, not only dog breeding, but every animal breeding, have to go hand in hand. This is crucial. So there is no point that we we are their customers. So it's I don't see the point that we would fight against them or they would fight against us. For them, of course, healthy animals, but they can always give us some advice. People in this and this, we can advise you this and this, and we can implement if we think it's a correct step and make movements in the future. So it's very important that we are working together with veterinary science, not against each other. This is absolutely a wrong perception to fight against veterinarians. I think also in the frames of the FCI, we should enlarge and enforce this movement to working together with the veterinary science to improve the purebred dog stock. There is a lot of discussions about genetic depression, about genetic diversity, etc. So we can always use the most modern genetic views and scientific proofs to improve the health stock of the animals we are using, the dogs we are using in the breeding. So I think the solution is only in cooperation.
Yes. Okay. Before my last question, and that will be a question with a short answer. We have been almost 1 hour and 40 minutes now talking. Hopefully you can see this interview later on, because there has been many comments and things that I obviously didn't read them all, but you can see them later. I'm going to read just a few last ones that we got. Annemarie Josten is writing, we have to, probably talking about Netherlands, we have to go to the court because nobody supports us. There is a website now where Dutch breeders of these breeds are collecting the money to have a court against the government and against this legislation. Do you think this is a good way to try to change this legislation?
Court is always the last solution. If there is no possibility to sit down and I would try again with but if there is if you have a partner to talk, then you can talk. If you don't have a partner to talk, then it's useless.
Yes. Chantal van Ramsdonk is writing, you are so right, but I'm sorry to say that in the Netherlands, it was not a decision by government, but from the board of Dutch Kennel Club. It is so sad that the Dutch breeders and breed clubs are let down while they were doing a great job. And Ingram is saying also, yes, that is correct. I suppose about what you were talking about, whiskers. I judged the same show in Graz this year, but there were no problems with whiskers. And for the end, we have Maria Luisa Doppelreiter saying, we are not the customers of the veterinarians because our purebred dogs are healthier than many of the designer dogs and other mixes. So
I agree. I can only agree with all of them.
Yes, yes. Okay. My last question for you, Stefan, will be, do you think that in 10 years you will still go around judging, but bulldogs with a longer nose?
First of all, I don't want to judge bulldogs with long nose. If I want to long nose, I go to the zoo and watch elephants. Then okay. I will judge elephants, not bulldogs. I want the bulldogs as they are, and I think most of the purebred breeders and lovers like the bulldogs as they are, and the same applies for all other brachycephalic breeds. People love them because they are how they are, and they are giving so much love and attention to their owners, and now changing totally these breeds for no reason doesn't bring anything, doesn't bring healthier animals. There is no scientific proof that longer noses will bring better animals, and people like them. So why would somebody want to? I don't want to interfere the life of anybody, but nobody should tell me what I should eat or what I should like or what I should dislike. This should be my priority. I don't want to interfere in yours. You don't interfere in mine, and this is it. So
Exactly.
breeders have the right. Of course, we are all obliged to breed healthy animals, and FCI has excellent breeding strategies. If we implement in every country those strategies, we will have everywhere much healthier stock than we already have. But the health stock improved excellently in the last few years, excellently. So health is just a cover for some other aspects these people want to achieve. That's why I said we don't have to buy everything what they want to sell us.
Yes. Excellent. I think that in a way, between all these comments that we have, I think that the one that just now was written by Chantal van Ransdonk can say also or express also my opinion about everything that you said, and she wrote "Amen" to that, Stefan. So I would say the same. There are many people writing. Zarina Hamidova, thank you so much for a great interview. Nikki Rettenbacher, 100% correct. Divo Rasera, congrats again, great interview. Avi Malach, great answer. Stefan, Bulldogs are healthier than ever. Martin Crosser saying 100% Stefan. Yuli Stravolmo saying thank you so much for yet another excellent interview. Heather Stewart saying thank you for a great interview, and many others. So I'm happy we had big numbers of viewers. We had the big numbers of comments. I want to thank you from my personal side and from the side of my team for joining me today, for being so honest and open about all the subjects. I have really enjoyed it. Like I enjoy also in personal life whenever I can to talk with you. I wish you all the best with the European Dog Show whenever it's going to happen, and I really hope that in 20 days we are going to meet in Split and practice this new normal life at the dog shows. Your words, Stefan, for the end for our viewers.
Let's be optimistic. Let's be optimistic. As I said in the beginning, there is a future for the purebred dog world. And if we will help each other, we will achieve our goal for sure, also in the Netherlands.
Yes. Okay. That's it, more or less. Cindy Kersemeyer is writing, great interview. Thank you both. I will certainly rewatch the interview again later this week. So many interesting topics discussed. Your own Slovenian Andrea Novak saying thank you both for interesting evening. I'm glad that Annika Ultveit Moe saying see you both soon. She's also hoping that we will meet in Split soon. Mike Koyman saying thank you. We will try to stay optimistic. And everybody else, thank you so much for a big number of people watching. Thank you, Stefan, once again. As I can again finish this interview with the words of one of our viewers, and this is Desmond Murphy, who is saying thank you for giving us hope. So thank you for giving us hope, Stefan. Thank you for an amazing interview, and best of luck with everything what you do, and I hope to see you in 20 days in live.
Okay, and welcome everybody in Slovenia anytime you come, and of course, hopefully to our next European Dog Show. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefan.
Bye-bye.
Good evening, everybody. Bye.